Hey there, it's Whitney Bignall, Career Success Navigator for Registered Dietitian Nutritionists and creator of the RD2B Academy. One of the questions that I get asked all the time is, how do you become a registered dietitian? And what I like to do is to ask the person back, well, tell me why you want to become a registered dietitian nutritionist. Because, of course, we can go through the didactic program, check all the courses off our list, complete an internship, and take the registration exam. But really and truly, becoming an RDN is more about figuring out where you fit in the wide field of nutrition and determining the best path to get there. The truth is, we all have a nutrition story to tell. If you talk to anybody who works in this field, they will tell you amazing ways that they got there. I've known so many RDNs who started out with an intense desire to go to medical school because they wanted to help people and realized that that was not the path for them, mostly because of chemistry. And so they decided that the preventive care was more important to them. And nutrition and physical activity play such a big part in that, that nutrition was really the right fit for them. I have heard other students who started out in a culinary career and began to realize that people don't know how to cook healthy. And so they wanted to combine their culinary expertise with nutrition knowledge to help people learn how to purchase healthy food and prepare food in a healthy manner, food that's delicious, so that they don't feel like they're depriving themselves. And this is their path. Then there are others like myself who have always had an interest in nutrition, especially from a weight management standpoint, because I struggled with weight when I was young and came across several different crazy eating plans that seemed to work for me, like Mary Lou Henner's Total Health Makeover. And I always wanted to share these plans with people I saw who were overweight or obese and looked like they were just really dragging around the mall. I wanted for them to have this change that I had had. And really a lot of my passion and interest came from helping people get motivated for change. I thought about a career in psychology, but the abnormal psychology was not really my cup of tea. So this was a way I could weave all of my interests in together, a passion for health, nutrition, wellness, with a psychological bent. That's basically how I viewed being a registered dietitian nutritionist. But I didn't start out this way. I went to a fine arts high school, so I didn't even know that nutrition as a career path existed. I had never heard of registered dietitians, except for maybe in terms of school nutrition or the hospital setting. And I didn't really know what it took to get here. So my first time through college, I just picked my best subject in high school, which happened to be French, and decided I would be a high school French teacher. I lasted for 1 year and realized that was not the career path for me. So I spent the next 5 or 6 years really trying to figure out where I belonged. I looked at jobs where the salaries looked pretty good, and I didn't mind doing stuff like the math and all that kind of thing, but I didn't feel passionate about it. And finally, as I was approaching 30, I recognized, I need to really figure out what I want to do when I grow up, essentially. And I knew I wanted to serve people in some capacity. And I felt this intense need to serve through helping people improve their health so that they could have a better quality of life, because I had seen some family members and other friends of the family who did not eat well, weren't physically active, and had quite a few health problems. At the very least, they didn't seem to have a very high quality of life. So I wanted to help people change that. And that's when I did a little more research. The internet was finally coming about with a lot more information on there, and I came across what it meant to be a registered dietitian. So I decided that I wanted to do that, and I came back up here to the University of Georgia, my alma mater, talked to our didactic program coordinator, and figured out a way to get this done in a couple of years so that I could match to the internship fairly quickly. And it was a wonderful experience. And then I was fortunate enough to match to our internship program here. I completed my master's degree and internship at the same time. But as I went along, as I learned more, I started to feel that I didn't know where I wanted to go with nutrition, exactly what that path looked like. So I decided to continue on in the doctoral program with the hopes that I would get some clarity by the end of what I wanted to do. And because I thought I wanted to work at CDC, then I thought I wanted to maybe be an educational researcher to train dietetics students and that kind of thing. And that truly is my passion, but not in that capacity. So as I got to the end of my PhD program, I started to realize what the real problem was. We don't get we get very little, if any, professional development training in our programs. Sure, we get all of the sciences, and we get research skills if you do a master's, but we don't really do personal and professional development to figure out where our interest is and what kind of career that means for us. So I started looking online and came across a lot of thought gurus and began following them, like Brendan Bouchard and Fabienne Fredrickson and a couple other folks. And I realized this is really what nutrition students need. You need to figure out exactly where your passion in nutrition is, what that means, clarify your vision, and then you need to develop both professional and personal skills to get there. It's not what we talk about in our curriculum at all. So that is why I have founded this website, RD2B Academy. And every week I blog on topics related to academic performance, professional development, and personal development so that you get ready to apply to internships or you get ready to start your first job in nutrition. And I'm hoping that if you follow along through my blogs and do some of the exercises that I put out there for you, that you're going to exit your program way ahead of the game, knowing exactly where you're going. Now, you might still want to start out in a clinical setting so you get that experience, or a public health setting so you get that experience, but you're going to know what your end goal is. You're going to know the career path that you're pretty sure you want to follow, and it may change over time. That's really to be expected because that's what personal growth is. But I would like for you to come out of your program having a better idea of where you're going. And so that's why I have this website. And that's why I put out my weekly newsletter for you, the RD2B Academy newsletter, which I'm hoping that you will sign up for. There's a link down below for you. Just fill in your name and email address and it'll come to your inbox every Friday afternoon, something for you to look at over the weekend. I also hope that you'll join our Facebook group where we have wonderful conversations about how do you get into internships, where are good internships, how do you find preceptors to help you out, where can you find somebody to shadow, and just really to support each other through this whole process of completing a DPD, getting into an internship, completing the internship, and looking for your first job. Oh yes, and taking the registration exam. So I hope that you'll come back to this website often, that you'll follow my blog, and that you will sign up for the newsletter below, because you'll also be the first to know when we open a new RD2B Academy program so that you can get your spot before they sell out and just continue on this path to helping people improve their health, enjoy wellness, and have a high quality of life through the services that you will be providing.